Our next speaker this evening is my first cousin, Mike Coughlin. Mike is one of the Arizona Coughlins. He was raised in Bethesda, Maryland, and in Phoenix, Arizona. One of 3 boys and a girl, and we were very close growing up to the Arizona Coughlins. And Mike now lives in Quincy, Mass., and he has his own unique reflections going back many years about Timothy John. Michael? As far as I know, he does not have a nickname that is body part, but anyway, thank you.
It was close, and I was so skinny in high school they called me Bod when I was a diver in high school, but let me not go there. Thank you, Frank. Just started by saying when Maura called me to ask me to say a few words about my cousin Tim tonight, I was taken a little off guard, because the first few stories that came to mind, I thought, well, they might not be entirely appropriate for a crowd in such a nice setting like this. Most of them started off, it was 2 or 3 in the morning. And secondly, I thought, I don't have the same steel trap memory that my cousins have. Frankie and Robbie and Dennis, all have their memories, and I picture myself saying, well, it was 1988, and then Frank would chime in, no, Mike, that was actually April 21st, 1978.
They did it in a nice way.
And third, talking about Timmy can be emotional. And on a 1 to 10 scale, I'm right up there on the emotions rating. You can ask the guys in my foursome today. I cried after my first tee shot. In fact, we all cried after my first tee shot. But thank you, Maura, for asking me. I'm honored to say a few words about Timmy today. This is a great tribute to Timmy. It's great to be able to contribute to Stonehill College. Stonehill is just down the road from us in Boston, and it's a great school. I'm with my daughters tonight, Kristen and Allie. Timmy used to call Allie Allergy. One of the many things I love with my times with Timmy is that I always end up with something to wear. I have sweatshirts and windbreakers and t-shirts and hats, some for me and some for the kids. And I even have a bright orange Tennessee Volunteers hooded sweatshirt. And I'm pretty sure that no one in the greater Boston area has a Tennessee Vols sweatshirt. In fact, I'm pretty sure nobody in New England has a Tennessee sweatshirt. But there's one thing that Timmy gave me that I've really never worn. My daughter Kristen told me that I may have worn it in Canada once, but Canada does not count. I've kind of kept it in my closet hidden. And I moved it around as the years go by, and it's I'm sure you understand, given where we live, how difficult it is to wear this. But I thought, in honor of Timmy tonight, it might be something that I would want to wear, and in honor of his favorite baseball team, I want to put this on. Little vibes going through the cameras away for this one.
Let's go back.
So I originally wanted to talk about when we were kids, the East Coast Coughlin boys and the West Coast Coughlin boys. But my memory kept coming back to what a production it was when my father would try to get us together for a picture when we were together with our cousins. And each year he would try to line us up, youngest to oldest. And he'd be forgetting our names, and he'd call me Margaret, and he'd call my brothers various names, and he always called all the East Coast Coughlins Frankie, regardless of who they were. And then when he got that tongue going, we started with the Coughlin tongue, the little curl. You knew he meant business, so we would line up, and we would line up pretty much youngest to oldest. And at one point, and I think I can safely attribute this to Timmy, he started standing on his tiptoes to be taller than my sister Margaret, who was in front of him. So over the years, we all started to stand on our tiptoes. So we have this, every year we have this picture, and all the kids are like way up here on their tiptoes. And it was just a riot. And that was so Timmy. I mean, who competes to be the tallest kid in the picture? It was just him. And in later years, when his tiptoes weren't quite enough, he would actually just hold my sister down. Yeah. But it was always fun. Also, as kids, I remember, our trips to see our cousins from Rockaway. We had great beach days with Liz and brother, carrying those long, slow walks down to the beach onto the boardwalk with our umbrellas and our chairs and our coolers. But more so, I remember their trips to Phoenix. I always thought at the start of each visit, where do they get these clothes? Everything was brand new, and it was way too bright for Phoenix. But slowly they got the knack of a Phoenix visit. We taught them how to stop touching the cactus. But more so, I do remember that together as a group, we were a force. We were a force to be reckoned with, whether we were on the East Coast or the West Coast. We took in quite a few years with San Diego vacations. They were great days. We'd watch movies until midnight. We'd always be on the prowl for my dad's beef jerky, outdoor basketball, body surfing, and beers on the beach. And on more than a few mornings, I'd be strolling out on the boardwalk. I'd have a cup of coffee in my hand. It'd be 8 or 9 in the morning, and the hazy sunshine would be coming through, and I'd see Timmy just barreling down the boardwalk, finishing up a 5-mile run. And here I was coming out to have a cigarette on the, and he just brought such an energy to those vacations. And he got everybody involved all day long. We have a picture of Timmy sitting in a beach chair, and he's got, a beer in one hand, a bag of chips, and he's got the shades going and just this precious smile. And he's got all the little kids lined up in front of him, and he's got my kids when they were much younger, doing leg lifts. They're laying flat on their backs in the sand, and he's got them doing leg lifts. And the prize was to the kid that could hold his legs off the ground the longest. This is, you're 6 inches off the ground. And the agony on their faces, the kids, and the smile on Timmy's face.